Hey everyone, this is Me Too News bringing the news from me to you. This is Bennett, Carl, and Michael. We are here today to talk about Apple. Now, we all know and love Apple. After all, it is a company that has brought us countless new innovations and products. It has had great success, but now we are asking how do they create such success and at what cost? After careful research, we have found flaws in Apple as a company. The major problem that we have found is the treatment of its workers and how their supply companies have violated Apple's strict code of working conditions. We feel that the average worker is being taken advantage of and mistreated. We have come together to present our research to the public and expose Apple for ignoring the rights of its workers. And now to Carl to explain more on this topic. How's it going, Carl?
Not too bad. Thanks, Bennett. All right. So Apple's such a big company that it needs smaller companies to supply it with its resources to make its products. These companies employ thousands of people, and these people work at horrible work. Most of these companies are in China, so yes, their rules are very different than ours, but not to the same extent. The Labor League in China investigated one of Apple's main supply companies. The company has found over 100 code violations, many of which involve health and safety and working conditions of these workers. Workers in this factory lived in cell-like dorms where they had no hot water. They could barely move around, and there was so much disease, and it was so disgusting that people reported throwing up from entering the room.
Isn't that crazy? That shouldn't happen, you know?
You shouldn't have to throw up in the place.
No, that's not a safe working condition whatsoever.
That's not all, though. Their working conditions are even worse. Workers in the factory said that they were taught for a maximum of 3 hours on how to use very dangerous machinery, whereas Apple says all personnel should be trained for no less than 24 hours. This makes the environment so unsafe that deaths have been reported at the factory but have been covered up. The machinery in this factory also gives off toxic particles when in use, and they can destroy a person's lungs if the person doesn't have safety equipment. The workers are given safety equipment, but it's not useful for the current situation. It's really weak and it's not up to standard.
That doesn't sound like something that should be happening in the 21st century, right?
Definitely not.
Something should be treated that way.
This violates Article 23 of the UDHR, which ensures that every person should have safe and healthy working conditions. The workers also can't speak out against their mistreatment because they'll lose their job and their wage will get lowered to nothing if they manage to keep their job in the first place. They have no way of escaping their job. It's basically slave labor. They also work for well over 60 hours a week, which is well over the maximum for Apple's guidelines. Article 24 states that every worker should have leisure time. Obviously, this is being violated. Apple responded to these allegations by saying they had no knowledge of these things going on, and they're continuing to take deep investigations into their supply companies to ensure that this never happens again. While this is good, Apple is still responsible. As a big company, they should definitely start vetting their supply before they have to go through these allegations.
Yep.
That's all for now.
All right, that's awesome. And I know you mentioned the UDHR rights, and that's another major concern. And now these UDHR rights stand for the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and it's created to help protect the rights of workers so they can feel safe and appreciated in their own setting. Therefore, when Apple's employees working in sweatshops or condensed factories for long hours, sometimes with 18-hour shifts each day, we feel that this violates these innate rights that are given to every worker no matter who or where you work. After all, the UDHR states that everyone has the right to rest and leisure, including reasonable limitation of working hours. The problem with pay for Apple employees still stands in these factories. From what we have learned, the average worker who is working in China in the final assembly phase makes on average an hourly wage of $1.62 US currency. This overall becomes a base monthly wage of $244. Although we do admit this is China and they have different ideas of how workers should be treated, Apple still technically employs these people. These workers are the ones assembling their products and should be treated fairly. Also, something to think about is that Apple is a multi-billion-dollar company, yet even as it grows, its workers are still making the bare minimum. Yeah, and by the way, I'm pretty sure that the average monthly working wage in China is $725. So these workers are barely getting by, and even with overtime, it's still not enough money, you know?
They're starving. They have no way to support
Exactly, and especially making such bare minimum money, you really can't improve life, and it becomes a cycle, and it's just a cycle of poverty. You really can't get out of it, and especially with these work conditions and everything.
they can do.
I know. Apple and its supply companies have violated multiple UDHR laws and have mistreated their own workers. It has forced unfair working conditions and cut salaries at its employees' costs. Although we do recognize that Apple is trying to make some improvements and strives to be better, we feel that like them as a whole can do a lot better. We hope that with a little nudge or push, they will begin to get on the right track. That's why we ask if you could write a letter to Apple's CEO, Tim Cook, asking for a change in Apple's ability to provide proper rights and pay to its workers. After all, everyone deserves to feel appreciated and happy in life. Thanks and have a great rest of your day.